Luanda, 1622. Queen Nzinga arrives at the Portuguese headquarters, her regal presence commanding attention. The Portuguese governor offers no chair, a deliberate slight meant to undermine her power. With unwavering resolve, Nzinga signals her attendant, a silent act of defiance. The attendant kneels, offering a living throne for her queen. Nzinga seats herself upon her attendant's back, her eyes locking with the governor's in a challenge. Luanda, Angola, 1622. This is Queen Nzinga's kingdom. For 40 years, she will outsmart the Portuguese Empire. Portuguese slave traders brutally round up terrified Africans, their anguish piercing the air. The enslaved are forced onto ships, their desperate cries swallowed by the vastness of the sea. Nzinga, a young princess, witnesses the brutal scene, her eyes blazing with a fierce determination. King Kilanji watches, powerless against the invaders, his face etched with sorrow and defeat. The Portuguese built a business model on human suffering. You can't fight economics with just military force. Ngola Mbandi sits on the throne, deep in discussion with Portuguese advisors, the fate of Ndongo hanging in the balance. Nzinga enters the royal court, her presence commanding attention amidst the political tension. Nzinga refuses to stand before the Portuguese governor, a silent act of defiance. She sits on her attendant, meeting the governor's gaze, an equal in a world of unequal power. Nzinga became queen after her brother died mysteriously. Nzinga negotiated a treaty, but she knew the Portuguese would break it. Queen Nzinga, in fierce military attire, surveys her troops, a beacon of defiance against the Ndongo sky. Chains fall, echoing liberation as Nzinga's forces free enslaved people, their faces etched with newfound hope. Slave trade routes crumble, symbols of oppression turn to dust under Nzinga's unwavering command. Nzinga extends her hand, offering sanctuary. The weary find refuge, a chance to forge new lives from ashes. From the freed, an army rises, united by a burning desire for justice, their spirits as strong as steel. Nzinga's strategy was brilliant economic warfare. Disrupt the supply chain, offer sanctuary. Queen Nzinga sits regally on her carved throne, advisors flanking her, as sunlight bathes the opulent meeting chamber. Dutch traders stand opposite Nzinga, their expressions of study and curiosity and avarice. Sunlight blazes through high windows, illuminating the chamber in a display of power and wealth. In the 1,640 seconds, Nzinga made a masterstroke. Help me fight the Portuguese, and I'll give you exclusive trade access. Nzinga's shrewd offer hangs in the air. A dangerous game of alliances about to unfold. Under the harsh Angolan sun, Dutch and Nzinga soldiers flood Luanda's streets, a united force against Portuguese rule. Steel clashes on steel as the Allied army surges forward, their battle cries echoing through the city. Gunpowder ignites, smoke billowing amidst the chaos as Luanda trembles under the assault. The Portuguese strongholds begin to crumble, the relentless tide of invaders unstoppable. In 1641, joint Dutch and Nzinga forces captured Luanda, marking a pivotal shift in power. For 8 years, the Portuguese slave trade from Angola nearly collapsed, bringing an end to an era. Under the blazing Angolan sun, Queen Nzinga, disguised as a warrior, leads her army onto the parched battlefield. Nzinga's forces strike with deadly precision, darting between trees, a masterclass in guerrilla warfare. The clash of steel echoes as her warriors engage the enemy, a dance of death under the African sky. Nzinga, ever vigilant, surveys the battlefield, her eyes reflecting both fury and strategic brilliance. Nzinga understood war as economics. She made it so expensive to fight her that it wasn't profitable. Nzinga, eyes blazing with fierce resolve, surveys the vast lands of Ndongo, a queen commanding a scorched destiny. At her word, Ndongo warriors ignite the golden fields, flames devouring the crops in a strategic inferno. Structures fall, dismantled piece by piece, denying the invaders the spoils of war, a land stripped bare. Thick smoke billows skyward, a dark shroud over the land, choking the air with defiance and sacrifice. When they advanced, she'd retreat, implementing scorched earth, a strategy of calculated denial. They had to supply everything from Portugal, at enormous cost, a whisper of triumph amid the desolation. Queen Nzinga stands defiant as decades march on, her gaze unwavering amidst the shifting sands of time. Portuguese governors arrive and depart, mere footnotes in Nzinga's enduring reign. She remains a steadfast beacon. Nzinga, a queen tested by time, adapts and prevails, her spirit unbroken by the relentless march of years. For 40 years, Nzinga fought. Nzinga adapted to everything. Sunlight paints dust motes in a grand Ndongo chamber, where Nzinga, regal, confronts impassive Dutch officials. Tension fills the air as the Dutch finalize a treaty with Portugal, a betrayal mirrored in Nzinga's eyes. Nzinga watches the proceedings, her composure a mask over deep disappointment and strategic calculation. When the Dutch eventually made peace with Portugal and abandoned her, did she give up? No. She negotiated with the Portuguese again, a testament to her resilience. In the heart of Ndongo, Queen Nzinga, old but regal, holds court, her presence commanding under the sunlit palace. Sunlight paints the royal court as Queen Nzinga gestures with authority, engaging in a tense discussion with an ambassador. The air in the richly adorned court crackles with unspoken tension as Nzinga's words carry the weight of decades of defiance. By the 1,660 seconds, Portugal had spent decades and fortunes trying to defeat one woman, setting a historical stage. Their Angola colony was supposed to be a gold mine. Instead, it was a money pit, revealing Portugal's quagmire. Nzinga's gaze hardens, a storm gathering behind her eyes as she considers the cost of freedom and the price of endless war. Sunlight floods Queen Nzinga's chamber, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. Queen Nzinga lies still and serene in her bed, her face peaceful in repose. The chamber is silent, save for the gentle whisper of the wind. Queen Nzinga died in December 1663 at age 80. She died peacefully, in her bed, still ruling her kingdom, a tribute to her enduring legacy. A vast, scarred landscape unfolds, bearing witness to years of brutal conflict in Angola. Amidst the ruins, Portuguese soldiers stand, their faces etched with exhaustion and the grim satisfaction of victory. The air hangs heavy with the scent of smoke, and the unspoken weight of countless lives lost. The cost of conquest stares back at them, a stark reminder of the true price of ambition. After her death, they eventually conquered the region. It took decades, and cost them far more than the slave trade ever profited them from Angola. Under the blazing African sun, Angola rises, a modern marvel built on resilience and dreams. Towering statues of Queen Nzinga, a symbol of strength, pierce the skyline, a constant reminder of freedom's cost. The city pulses with life, a vibrant dance of tradition and progress, honoring a queen's legacy. Nzinga's legacy is extraordinary. She saved thousands from slavery. She proved that strategic economic thinking could fight empires. A rapid montage begins. Queen Nzinga's face resolute, a symbol of defiance against the colonizers. Nzinga's warriors ambush Portuguese supply lines in a flash of spears and righteous fury. Echoes of the past. Later African leaders mirror Nzinga's strategies, disrupting colonial infrastructure, building a legacy of strategic disruption. She showed that disrupting an enemy's business model could bring them to their knees. A regal portrait of Queen Nzinga, her aged face etched with wisdom and defiance. Her eyes, deep-set and knowing, reflect a lifetime of battles and unwavering resolve. The portrait captures the essence of a leader who brought an empire to its knees. Queen Nzinga, the queen who bankrupted an empire. The painting immortalizes her legacy as an indomitable force, a symbol of resistance.